let us remain standing for a short silent prayer. Amen and thank you. We have the leadership here from the National Executive of the ANC Youth League. And Unobala is here, Uche is on the way. And we have the convener of the coordinator of the ANC, Comrade Mike Mabuyakulu, and the deputy convener. I want to apologize for the second deputy coordinator, Unomusa Duwengube. I want to apologize for the second deputy convener, Comrade Siboniso Duma, and the fundraiser, Comrade Dunoma Gugu. They are at cabinet. I want also to apologize for the convener, Comrade Jeff Hadebe. He has another commitment, so they won't be here with us. I will now invite Comrade Deputy Provincial Coordinator, Comrade Unomusa Duwengube, to welcome you and do acknowledgement of the people who are here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Weziwe. I also must acknowledge yourself, the first Deputy Convener of the province of KwaZulu-Natal. I also wish to acknowledge the coordinator of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Comrade Ndiema, the members of the ANC Youth League, Comrade Chairperson of the province, Comrade Ndogozo, Comrade Lulama Nobala, and Comrade Portia. I also wish to acknowledge the presence of the youth leaders that are here this morning. We have the youth managers from various districts. We have the youth councillors from various areas. We also have different sectors of the youth coming from the NGOs, NPOs, the youth in business, the youth in sports, youth in artists. Of course, we know that we have quite a variety of the artists within that sector. The youth in engineering, the youth in the law, the young doctors, as well as the BRICS Youth Association student chapter, the Students' Society for Political Discourse. We also have the Youth Social Work Students Association. I know that we might have more youth organizations. There's also the SAYC, Youth in Peace and Stability, and as well as other youth formations that are present here this morning. But we wish to acknowledge all of you as the young people from KwaZulu-Natal and abroad. We also wish to welcome all of you here this morning. Sanibona. Sanibona. Ninjani. Siyaphila nathi. Good morning, everyone. Colleagues, comrades, you're all welcome. It is indeed an honor for us as the ANC leadership in this province to welcome you all this morning under the proud banner of the African National Congress, a movement rooted in the struggle, resilience, and the steady commitment to its people for this country. And it's quite refreshing indeed that we are meeting with the sharp and and the fresh minds of our country, but also of our province. So as we gather here today, we gather to reflect, to reaffirm our commitment as the African National Congress to a generation that holds the future for this country, that holds the future in their hands for this province, our young people. Defined as those young people today make up over 33% of the population of more than 21 million citizens of this country. That is not just a statistic, but that is to say that as a country we are very blessed that we are a young nation compared to other nations out there in the world. And that is the heartbeat of our country. The aspirations, the frustrations, and the ideas that must be central in everything that we do as African National Congress. So we always recognize the critical role that is played by the young people in our liberation struggle, but also in the struggle that we are facing here today. From the days of the 1976 youth uprising to the leadership of young cadres in exile in communities, the young people have always stood at the forefront of change. And that is why we would like to see young people not really looking back to that mission. Because as ANC drafted its constitution, the structures, the municipal councils, the provincial legislatures, the parliament, and all other areas of struggle, that we need to be seeing the young people coming out there and ensuring that we articulate positions that advances this country for the better. The ANC and its government has never shielded away from the issues and the responsibilities that are faced by young people. We have introduced a number of policies. I cannot mention most of them, but seated here, I'm sure many of you would have known that one way or the other, there are people that are now in universities or they've even graduated through BONEFSAS and other internship programs that were implemented by the African National Congress. And through the NYDA, which is our youth fund, we created opportunities for young people, young entrepreneurs, small business owners, and community leaders to access the support so that they are able to also play within the economic space. However, we need to be very clear here, ladies and gentlemen, that it is not enough. We must also be clear that there is a lot that still needs to be done. And had the ANC not given us the full mandate to govern without the dilution of the obstruction, we would have accelerated these programs, deepened their impact, and also would have reached even more young South Africans in our country. But despite all these gains that we've seen, our youth still face triple challenges of poverty, inequality, unemployment, and many other social ills that we see in and around us. And too many are still left out of the economy. Too many are trapped in the cycle of poor education, poor housing, poor prospects of even their future that we should be looking forward to. So I'm hoping that as we are gathered here today, reflecting here this morning with the African National Congress, we will be able to not only look at where we still need to go, but we'll also look back and say, probably there are things that we would have done better. And we must not just adapt to change, we must also lead within that change. And during my tenure as a premier for 1 year, Yeah, it was very short time. In fact, it was less than a year as a premier. We launched a number of programs that were aimed at really ensuring that our young people come into the space of technology, the smart connected province that we so much wanted to drive, because we believe that if we have IT technology and our young people are exposed, we have the Wi-Fi systems, you could even play and connect with any other young people around the world. You could get a job from anywhere around the world without even for you to even move to those countries. And it is our view that as the African National Congress continues with those programs, we need also to make sure that we are not left behind as young people. We saw this as more than just job opportunities, but we saw this as a vision to build a connected, a smart province for the youth in the 21st century. We know the artificial intelligence, the robotics, the drones, the technology, mechatronics, and I remember we had quite a number of engineering, young scientists, people that we were really aiming to ensure that they move, that needle. One of the group that we had actually invented a prosthetic angithi into yes, young people. One of the group, they invented a prosthetic for animals, one of the young people that we had in our groups, and that is now being used by a number of hospitals in ensuring that izilwane ziyakwazi ukufakelelwa inyawo nezandla. And the other group invented one of the boxes that is able to transport